I'm gonna get things started right here. So, yeah, here are our 4 playable characters, and this game is made in the art style of Mega Man 7. So, I'm going to choose the scenario, and I'm going to go with the fastest one of the game. Actually, no. You know what? No, I won't. I will go with my favorite one of the game. So, we're going to do Search for Dr. Wily. So, the character will be Proto Man, and the scenario will be Search for Dr. Wily. And with that, I'm going to get started. I won't let the countdown expire, but time will begin in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Oh, whoops. I don't think I was oh wait, no, I was supposed to pick Shadow Man. Excuse me, that was perfectly planned. So, we're starting things off with Shadow Man, and the reason I go for him first as Buster only is because later on in the game, the bosses will have a sort of powered-up state with half health left. Shadow Man is very unique in the sense that he summons this gigantic frog robot, and I find that personally hard to deal with, if memory serves me right. But yeah, as you can see, we are playing as Proto Man. Shadow Man is already dead. Like I said, this game can go pretty quickly, but the essential controls are as follows. I have the jump, shoot, slide, which is more of a shield dash, but the shield won't be protecting anyone today, so sorry about that. And then, more importantly, wait, so actually, if you could give me a moment. Right. So, we also have the wall jump feature, which I'll show off right here. It's pretty effective for certain situations, but I won't mostly need that. And then one final thing that will be getting upgraded in this run is a charge plus up input, which is basically like a special version of the charge shot. You might have seen some of the demo gameplay before I started the run where Mega Man did a Mega Upper. That's basically his version of that, and Proto Man's is a bit different. We'll see if I get to show it. Actually, yeah, I'll show it off right now. And there it is. So basically what I did was I performed a charge shot while holding the up before releasing. And that's basically all there is to it. So, search for Dr. Wily. After we beat the first Robot Master, we're basically trying to find the Doc. He's now randomized into one of these bosses. And coming up, we have Heat Man. This is my favorite remix of the game, so if you could please give this song a listen, and if you enjoy it, let me hear your sour, please. Alright, so what just happened there was Eddie just spawned because Heat Man went into his second mode, as I mentioned before. This starts after the third boss, or sorry, after the second boss, and what happens is Eddie has a chance of spawning either at the halfway point, or if I happen to have low health. I want to try and avoid that pickup he gives me because the cutscene will say the cutscene can waste a bit of time. But yeah, that was Dr. Wily, but good God, that was a fake as always. Alright, so that power-up now gives me a new property to that upper charge move that you just saw me get, but we're gonna, again, not have too much use for that. Instead, we're gonna take on Plant Man. Atomic Fire will burn this guy. It's kind of funny, really, when you consider that Blizzard Man is his original weakness, and you would think that, Flame Man... Sorry, I'm lapsing on a few names here at the moment. You would think that Flame Man would be the more effective one, but nope. That doesn't seem to be the case here. It is what it is, though. So as you might have noticed, I won't have enough special weapon to ammo to finish off every boss, but we'll see what we can do. Actually, I do want Eddie because for Proto Man, it summons Beat to give me this temporary invincibility force shield. The same applies for Duo, and if this was Mega Man, Mega Man would get Rush, and Bass would get Treble. And what would happen is, if I do a charge shot, Rush and Treble would join in on an attack with me. Treble's a bit more useful in that regard, because he'll shoot whenever I shoot, whereas Rush, he has Rush Coil, but I honestly don't need it that much. So yeah, we're doing pretty decent so far. No deaths is a pretty good sign, but I do have other credits just in case. We have, let's see here. If I'm not mistaken, next weakness is Gyro Man. I do apologize if it makes it seem like I'm not realizing what I'm doing. It's just that it's been a while since I've, it's a little hard to remember the weaknesses sometimes, so, I hope all is forgiven there, but, yeah. This game is definitely a fun one to try out. I would highly recommend it. Of course, I mentioned earlier that it's on the Mega Man Anniversary Collection. Otherwise, there's always other sources like MAME or Fightcade. The original game is also available on the Capcom Home Arcade, which was a little plug-in thing they sort of released. I can't remember when exactly, but if you happen to have that, you will find yourself able to play the original Mega Man The Power Battle. By the way, I want to give a quick shout out to LV Creed in the audience, who's helping explain a couple of things whenever need be. Thank you very much for that, Creed. And also, great job with your run, my dude. I very much respect what you do. But yeah, with that, we are gonna just trash Gyro Man here. And quick shout out to Telio1 with the raid. Thank you so much. Alright, so just a quick check, but do we have any new donations at the moment? If not, that's perfectly fine. I'll just continue as planned. Because right now we have our final Robot Master, Mega Man 6's very own Centaur Man. He's the only boss that will not jump in this category. Therefore, I have to deal with him on the ground, but he can still be a bit of a pain, as you're seeing right now. For whatever reason, his weakness is the Gyro Attack. Gyro Attack lets me control it up or down at a moment's notice, which is a pretty useful feature because sometimes he'll try to charge, whereas I just want to avoid dodging. There are weapon and health refills in the game, but they can be a bit rare, so I just usually account for whether I do get them or whether I don't. But with that, we are just about to finish off Centaur Man with a bit... Oh. Whew! That was... I thought I was actually going to get him with those gyros. Oh boy. Oh boy. And yeah, Creed is exactly right. For some reason, they did not include the Centaur Flash, which is his usual weapon in the original game, but I think it's all the better because it stops time. So, we're at Wily Stage 1. We're almost done. Like I said, it can be a pretty fast game. But here we have the Mad Grinder from Mega Man X... I almost said X7 and just died. Serves me right. No. Mad Grinder from Mega Man 7, and quick shout out to Guy Next Door, who did a wonderful, puntastic run of the game earlier during our Mega Man block. Yeah, it's pretty awesome, and I do respect Guy as well. I'm glad he enjoys my puns, whether they're stupid or not. But yeah, Mad Grinder, his weakness is the Centaur Arrow, which I should point out that some of the weapon weaknesses that we get from the Robot Masters are indeed different from what you might be used to. Some cases it's all the better, like Guts Man with the Power Arm, and Stone Man with the... I think it's the Power... It's still called the Power Stone. Not quite sure on that, but yeah. And with that, Mad Grinder is done, and we are well on our way to Wily himself. Alright, so Wily has two phases. He has a capsule phase, or sorry, a Wily machine phase and a capsule phase. Time will end either sooner or quicker depending on how fast I can get this going. The long and short of it is there's a 10-second in-game time limit that's... I want to get all of my shots as accurately as possible to get the bonus kill. Otherwise, he'll just try to escape, and time will still end there. This was also a feature included in the original Power Battle. One thing I did not mention until now is that all bosses have this little initial flash animation whenever I hit them with their correct weakness. It's the game's way of saying, hey, you're doing this right, keep it up. Oh, wow. Wily just knocked me into Eddie's power-up right there. That's kind of funny. As I mentioned earlier about when we encountered the Fate Wily, the upgrade that he gave us will change the upcharge move a little bit. It's a bit more of a longer range, if I'm not mistaken, and Proto Man also takes a extra step, which can put you a bit closer to the boss if you position yourself a bit poorly, but yeah. Other than that, That's it for the force field. Another thing that changes between all these scenarios is the minion that Dr. Wily is going to spawn. In this case, it's the Shield Defender, I believe they're called. But yeah, we are coming up on time very shortly. Let's see if we can trip the Doctor's escape attempts as soon as possible. Let me just see if I can also remember the weakness. Yeah, it's Shadow Man. So I just need to keep hitting him this many times. Now, the one category that probably saves the most time is Rescue Roll, because Wily's capsule weakness is the Elect Beam, and it goes in all three directions as it normally would, meaning if I get up close to Dr. Wily with the Elect Beam, he takes damage much faster. But I honestly wanted to show this off for novelty's sake, and wow, that was a pretty close one, and time. And that'll do it. Whew! Yeah, that was a bit troublesome. These things can happen in this game, but, you know, that's just how the game plays sometimes, and that about sums it up. So, that was Mega Man 2: The Power Fighters. I want to give a few shoutouts before I sign off. First, thank you so much to Strizer and everyone else for letting me get these 2 runs in. Game Over Cancer is a wonderful marathon to take part of, and if it's alright with you guys, I'd like to share a small story. I've had 2 family members that unfortunately lost their battles to cancer. My great aunt, who passed away many years back, and my grandma on my dad's side of the family, who lived up to be 99 years old, was one short of 100, but cancer unfortunately took that way too short, and we were just so devastated to know that she wasn't going to make it. But she was one of the sweetest people that I ever got to know. I couldn't have asked for a better grandparent. She was like my biggest supporter, and I want to dedicate these runs to my great aunt and my grandma. Rest in peace, you two. I love you so much, and I hope you're watching over us. Everyone, keep donating for this wonderful cause. I want to give a shout out to the Mega Man community. I want to thank everyone who joined the stream and watched, and to all the people who donated for this incentive. And yeah, good God, I just like to give so many thanks, but I don't want to keep the Doom run waiting. So just rock on, everyone. If you want to catch my streams, I try to usually do the Mega Man 6 weekly races that the Classic community usually holds at 10 Eastern. Otherwise, you can always check my Twitter at SteveVortexVA, where I will try to post some updates if I ever remember, but otherwise, thank you again for having me. Until we meet again, my name is TempestMask1000, saying, ciao, amici.